Paramedics attended the scene and admitted the pair to the A&E department at Salisbury District Hospital. Here they were treated for exposure to an unknown substance. Further testing by expert scientists in chemical warfare at Porton Down Laboratory confirmed this to be the nerve agent of the type known as Novichok. This has now been identified as the same nerve agent that contaminated both Yulia and Sergei Skripal. The pair are currently in critical condition, and I'm sure the whole House will join me in wishing them a full and swift recovery. I would also like to express my sincere thanks to the emergency services and the staff at Salisbury District Hospital for their tireless professionalism and the dedicated way in which they are providing it. I understand, of course, that there will be some concerns about what this means for public safety. In particular, I recognise that some local Wiltshire residents will be feeling very anxious. Let me reassure you that public safety is of paramount importance. Public Health England's latest assessment is that, based on the number of casualties affected, there is no significant risk to the wider public. Their advice is informed by scientists and the police as the facts evolve. Dame Sally Davis, the Chief Medical Officer, has confirmed that the risk to the public remains low and has asked the public to follow the advice of Public Health England and the police. She has also advised that people who have visited the area the areas that have been recently cordoned off, that they should wash their clothes and wipe down any items that they may have been carrying at the time. She has also urged people not to pick up any unknown or already dangerous objects such as needles or syringes. This is not new advice, and it follows on from what was said in March. We have a well-established response to these types of incidents and clear processes to follow. All the sites that have been decontaminated following the attempted murders of Sergei and Yulia Skripal are safe. All sites which have been reopened have undergone rigorous testing, and any items that may have harboured any residual amounts of the agent were safely removed for disposal. We have taken a very robust approach to decontamination, and there is no evidence that either the man or the woman in hospital visited any of the places that were visited by the Skripals. Our strong working assumption is that the couple came into contact with the nerve agent in a different location to the sites which have been part of the original clean-up operation. The police have also set up 2 dedicated phone numbers for anyone with concerns relating to this incident. Salisbury District Hospital remains open as usual, and it is advising people to attend routine operations unless they are contacted and they are told otherwise. We are taking this incident incredibly seriously and working around the clock to discover precisely what has happened, where and why. Be assured that we have world-leading scientists, intelligence officers and police on this case. Local residents can expect to see an increased police presence in and around Amesbury and Salisbury. All 6 sites that were visited by the pair before they collapsed have been cordoned off and are being securely guarded as a precaution. An investigation has started to work out how these 2 individuals came into contact with the nerve agent. Around 100 detectives from the counter-terrorism policing network are working to support this investigation alongside colleagues from Wiltshire Police. Obviously, this incident will invoke memories of the reckless attempted murder attempts of Sergei and Yulia Skripal earlier this year. And I know that many of you will question whether this incident is linked to that one. That is clearly the main line of inquiry. However, we must not jump to conclusions, and we must give the police the space and the time to carry out their investigations. The police's work will take time. But we are ready to respond as and when new evidence comes to light and the situation becomes clearer. Following the events in Salisbury earlier this year, we rapidly worked with international partners at the Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons to confirm our identification of the nerve agent that was used. Through a process of extensive, impartial testing and analysis, our findings were confirmed correct beyond doubt. The use of chemical weapons anywhere is barbaric and inhumane. The decision taken by the Russian government to deploy these in Salisbury on March the 4th was reckless and callous. There is no plausible alternative explanation to the events in March other than the Russian state was responsible. And we acted accordingly. The British government and the international community immediately and robustly condemned this inhuman action. In light of this attack, the UK expelled 23 Russian diplomats from our shores, and we were joined by 28 of our closest allies in this action, from the United States to Ukraine, who expelled over 150 of the Russian state's diplomats. We have already seen multiple explanations from state-sponsored Russian media regarding this latest incident. We can anticipate further disinformation from the Kremlin, as we saw following the Salisbury attack. And as we did before, we will be consulting with our international partners and allies following these latest developments. The eyes of the world are currently on Russia, not least because of the World Cup. It is now time that the Russian state comes forward and explains exactly what has gone on. Let me be clear. We do not have a quarrel with the Russian people. Rather, it is the actions of the Russian government that continue to undermine our security and that of the international community. We will stand up to the actions that threaten our security and the security of our partners. It is completely unacceptable for our people to be either deliberate or accidental targets, or for our streets, our parks, our towns to be dumping grounds for poison. We will continue with our investigations as a matter of urgency, and I will keep the House and the public updated on any significant developments. I commend this statement to the House.
Diana.